Okay, replace. Let's start first with this one. Capture age is on. Okay, cool. Alright, so speed through the Dark Age, Mayans versus Byzantines. Okay. It's the holidays, so there's that nice good look, have fun at the beginning. Mayans should dominate the Byzantines, probably until late game. But the better economy, have cheaper archers, have a pretty fast way to get to Castle Age. I don't think the Byzantines would usually try to go for like too much heavy feudal aggression, because if they get slower to the Castle Age too much compared to the Mayans, they'll get royally screwed. So beginning, just trying to use get a good start. This is around 1200 elo. I've fallen off a lot, and so just trying to work myself back. Going for man-at-arms build. This is actually a mistake here. The barracks probably could have been placed. You'll see in a second, but it's not like ideally placed. The militia don't come out like the right way. There you go. Yeah, in an ideal way, you build the thing first and then you wall, but I think like I kind of mess up the build order with the timing of the militia. But anyway, so they're not coming out the right way. Byzantine player, as expected, with their free town watch and all that stuff, they're going to play defensive. They are going to go for a scout build. They did a nice little pre-wall here to make sure that their staple can go up. Stable blacksmith, interesting. So this is like or maybe this is just to wall me off. Yeah. So it actually separated out two of my militia, boxed them out. Or sorry, one of them. The other one's still coming. But I've got some stuff in his base, trying to see what's happening. He's gonna be mildly annoyed that, you know, I'm kind of in his base here. Did this guy lure his sheep? It looks like he did. Yeah. So he got all his sheep in. He has a lot of good eco, but this is a little bit of a mess. Yeah. And this is what happens at the lower elo levels. It's like the economy is just a little bit forgotten about. He does a nice clear up here, but those units were definitely going to die anyway. They're kind of stuck in his base. And he's going to let himself out. He's going to clear up this mess. Yeah, this is a poor... Okay, in retrospect, this is a very poor man-at-arms build because two of the men-at-arms didn't even enter the base. And then if you get them separated, they get easily picked off by scouts, which have the higher mobility. In the meanwhile, as Mayans, I try to go for a more eco approach instead of double range, just single range blacksmith, lots of farms. What is that, 9 farms? So, oh my god, the farm placement. The opponent, I think, kind of got a little bit slower to the farming eco, probably because he spent all this time walling and then trying to kill out the men-at-arms, which is good. Here, the scouts actually got in right around here. I forget which hole it was. This is not clean. They just kind of came into the base, which they should never do. If I've got the initiative with the men-at-arms, and they picked off 2 Vil kills. So Mayans is ahead by 1. Both of us vital time because we're lower elo. But yeah, his scouts aren't going to do too much more here. He actually, so I think net it's about even. 36, yeah, because he had an extra TC or villagers worth of TC idle time, and then at the same time I just kind of derped with the wall. So the eco balance is alright. You have to single lumber camp build is kind of not bad at all. Because if you get the double is definitely better, but like you're saving a lot of wood, and the wood goes into farms, and you get to that nice quick castle age. So here I've got units out in the field. I see he's on skirms, which makes me happy because if he's on skirms, oh my god, how many farms is this? Holy shit. But if he's on skirms, he's gonna delay his castle age even more. He's researching wheelbarrow here. This is not what you want to do as Byzantines, even if they got the cheaper skirmishers, because it delays your castle timing. Skirmishers cannot really do eco damage, and they're just being really, I don't know, a little too defensive here. I get it. His scout rush was cleared up, and he knows I'm on archers, so the logic is to go skirms. But the issue is, if I've got the castle age advantage tech, go into crossbow, get that extra attack, get that extra range, and then get Bach and arrow on top of it, those skirms completely get wrecked by crossbowmen. So I'm just trying to not take a bad fight, which I very often tend to do, and trying to push into his base. So very standard stuff. Get all the archers grouped up together. Did I immediately expand, or did I, let's see, did I immediately go for, no, so it's 2 range production, probably a little bit too much on gold. It probably could be better with like 7 or 8. I did want to go, university first, right? So I was hoping to do fast ballistics to deal damage and then get eco behind it. Because I know I have the army advantage, which just makes sense to go for ballistics at that point. This box formation is kind of silly. But yeah, no, see, skirms don't do anything in Castle Age crossbowmen. They just get wrecked. They don't do anything. So he's just, yeah, the crossbow just completely wrecking his economy. Eco KD is 6-2, generating some idle time. He's still, he doesn't have the wood now, I think, to go elite skirm. Yeah. And he doesn't have a market. So yeah, this is game over. Elite skirm takes a while to tech into, I think, as well. It takes longer than crossbow. So what he probably should have done is not build as many skirms. That was a crazy amount. Mix in some archers and then try to match, I guess, my castle age time, because Mayans don't have. Yes, they are 1 vil ahead at the beginning, but he had a nice little scout raid here, so that's pretty good. I took a lot of damage. But I think the biggest thing is the timing, right? It's like archer attacks are all based on timing, and he did not have the numbers or the right tech with the elite skirm. Yeah, so this is a kind of like cookie cutter kind of early castle age win, with an archer civ. I think I did okay spending resources here. All right, let's show the other one where it was much more, a lot more feudal aggression. I think, yeah, this was not a good game. Okay, let's go with this one. So yeah, still 1200 elo range. At this, feel like at this level, the castle age timing is very sus for everybody. So, Britons versus Vikings. So, I really don't like fighting against Britons. I used to really like playing against Britons, but it's just they have so much range. It's obnoxious. They have pretty good eco behind it too with the cheaper TCs. And yeah, they're really hard to put down. And I'm uncomfortable playing into elite skirms. It's not a lot of fun, I think. But you know, it's why you'll see the opening that I ended up doing, which is go into double range opening. The Britons have, well, I don't know this yet. The Britons, yeah, I haven't scouted them yet. The Britons have faster working archery ranges, so if I don't go double range, I'll fall behind anyway, I guess, with archers. You know, Vikings don't have that great of an economy boost until like kind of mid-feudal when their farms get going. So I was hoping that this will get, I guess my thought here was get a big ball of archers. Feudal age archers from Vikings are equivalent to feudal age Britain archers. So if I get like kind of enough of a ball, this is really off balance. If I get enough of a ball of archers, I'm hoping that, you know, that I can overwhelm and then hopefully get a little bit faster of a castle age timing to pull ahead, and then I can go into elite skirms or something later. So, you'll see that I am go for a man-at-arm build. We're actually doing a mirror build. This is an interesting game, yeah. So he and I are both doing man-at-arms. He's got one more. He shifted one more to wood, which is probably smart. But yeah, it's usually two on gold. Go man-at-arms. I hate when this happens, when, like, you know, you get picked off by a freaking wolf. But yeah, we're going for the same build. Now Vikings have better men-at-arms because they get more HP in feudal age. It's a little bit more HP, so you'll see, I guess, in 11 seconds here. I have just terrible idle time. My goodness. Okay, so 48 versus 40, which is a very substantial if we can group them up. So I'm just here to take some damage, or sorry, deal some damage. In theory, I should win this fight. I actually added an extra militia in, and I still lost the fight, but that's because he teched into men-at-arms. So I guess, like, if you look at it at this point, the KD's 4-3. He's killed the extra men-at-arms. Both scouts have died, which is never a good idea. You should always keep the scout alive, run around. But he did spend resources on men-at-arms, which is pretty expensive. So, and I don't know how many deer he pushed in. Did he push in everything? No, he pushed in 0 deer, I think. Yeah, I think I pushed in 2. So at this point, it's like roughly even, though he invested a little bit more into the man-at-arms. And again, Britain archery ranges work faster, so my thought was, well, like, I gotta try to match it, otherwise he'll start growing a death ball of archers. And I need to somehow beat him to castle age, which in theory Vikings should be able to do pretty well. This definitely wasn't the cleanest build. Yeah, so you can 2 farms. He's got more farms than me. He's got a better kind of build overall. But it's kind of because I'm sacrificing the wood to support double range production, as you'll see in a second. So it's very much even. No kills. But Vikings does have the free wheelbarrow bonus, which is quite nice. I don't think archer civs really go for wheelbarrow anyway, though. Before castle age, it doesn't make that much of a difference. So he's moving to the second lumber camp, I'm guessing. Wow, interesting. Yeah, these maps are quite weird. Yeah, so I think. Yeah, I knew about his 4 gold from the early scouting, and I thought, well, I should punish it because, you know, minimizing whatever I can do to minimize Britain's getting more archers, right? Like, the more the better. Got batteries? Oh, okay. So yeah, you can see even with double range production, or barely double range production, he still gets all, like, archers really fast, right? He's doing a good job walling here. The only mistake is this. He should really tower this, I think, because if you do that, you secure your gold, make your way up to castle, just kind of slow down the game a little bit and kind of catch up. But so I see this and I'm happy. Yeah, I really think, like, at the end of the day, when he was building his man-at-arms, he should have walled out here to give himself a little bit more buffer. Because yeah, harassing the gold is no fun when you're a gold heavy civ. He's obviously not gonna go scouts. I mixed in one skirmisher. I do have fletching at this point, so I guess this is a mistake. I should have fought this. I should have just pushed in. He doesn't have fletching yet, and I have a skirmisher. He doesn't have. Yeah, this is a mistake. Okay. Should check the upgrades. Instead, I'm just, like, microing, kind of silly. Yeah, but now we both have fletching. Neither of us have armor. He's got 2 skirms. I didn't want to fight this. It's roughly even, right? 7 versus 5. Or, sorry. 7 versus 8? 10? No, 10 versus 8? Yeah, so, and that's crazy, right? There's one skirm, or sorry, one range production, because the skirms come out quick. So I'm just like, well, alright, well, let me try to keep denying the gold and just harass where I can. There's not much more I can do. He's well walled in, and I'm not walled myself. But this is, I guess, where the Viking bonus really helped. I think here I cancel a couple of archers, and then move right into. You can probably argue 18 is just way too much. Yeah, probably like 16 or so farms is enough. But this is just like a crap ton of food that I won't necessarily need. I need gold and wood, and I'm still on one lumber camp unlike him. So yeah, but the big thing is, again, because I delayed, it's kind of like pick your poison, right? If he chooses to not make archers in feudal, then he has a smaller ball of mass in Castle Age. But he can get to Castle Age faster. But if he doesn't try to prioritize Castle Age and he's just kind of, getting hit on the gold, then he can't get there fast enough. So yeah, just harassing the gold was really nice. This is kind of like a map win, I guess, for me. I just had a better map. Because if this dragged out, I'm sure it would have been a little bit. Now I did get lucky a little here. Just staying active with the archers. That's good. He's kind of scared at home. If he counterattacked, I think, he wouldn't have done that much. He could probably hit this wood line. If he counterattacked, it would be definitely annoying and messier for the game. But and now he's panicking a little bit. It was really nice. So he was trying to go over 3 ranges. Interesting. I guess he felt he was behind and wanted to get triple range. So yeah, I think if you want to do that, a tower on the gold, protect the gold, triple range production, pull these guys off of farms as soon as you click Castle Age. That would be the play, but he can't even get to Castle Age. That's what sucks. This is just 2 armies passing in the night here, which is kind of funny. Did I go 3 range? No, wait. Yeah, 2 range. I'm on 2 range production. I don't think you need 3 range production as Britons if you have faster working ranges. So I'm camping the hill, waiting for Castle Age. And then, as soon as this kicks in, I'm pretty sure he just resigns. Yeah. But so I guess, and oh yeah, he didn't click up yet. This is the issue with, well, a couple things. This is the issue with making 10 skirms, which you should not do. That delays your Castle Age. And the other issue is, I guess just like not walling out enough to defend your gold. Or if you are gonna not wall, then you gotta tower it, because it just the gold gets punished way too easily. The side gold is just so far out from the base, and it's just really scary to defend. Yeah, so it's kind of silly. Yeah, Viking bonus. Just trying to end my games at Earthy Castle as an archer civ. Yeah, and if this game dragged on, I would have teched into crossbow, pushed deep into his base. The Briton range won't matter as much in Castle Age if he's the one on the defensive. Like, I'll just be hitting all his farms and all his eco. The range wouldn't help as much. And then I would have probably just gone on from there. The last one, this one lasted a little bit longer, and it's with a civ that's a little bit less strong from an eco standpoint in the Vietnamese. Now Vietnamese I still think is really good. They know the starting location of the opponent, as you can see, and if you know it, you can. And my philosophy is you can then use that time to push your deer. And just kind of get that nice eco bonus, and then like I would probably open man at arms anyway against Franks, and so if I'm doing that, then I might as well just, kind of delay as much as possible. It's kind of safe to assume that they'll go into scouts, but if they're gonna do that, I have the time to kind of prioritize the eco first. So yeah, knowing where they are is nice. And the other benefit is, I guess I was nice thing, little mini bonus from Vietnamese is if you know how close they are to your base, it kind of can help decide if you want to do man-at-arms or not, because it's just less of a walking distance. If they were down here or something, that's a lot longer to, or farther to run. So I was thinking, well, man-at-arms for sure. Pushing in deer, pushing in deer. I think a lot of the opponents do better than me with idle time in Dark Age. It's something that's pretty self-evident I should clean up on. Because like 11 seconds is not... It really shouldn't even need to happen. You just do a couple force drop-offs and queue up a lot. Okay, so this is where things kind of go south. That kind of made me want to go all in. I'm simultaneously pushing, which I'm normally okay at, pushing in, and then somehow like the boar got that last hit in. You saw there, and the villager died. Usually, like if they circle, I was thinking if they circle all the way around, like, you know, the boar should take a lot of hits, and the boar might even get stalled. But I think that maybe the villager got tripped up a little bit on something. So I'm down one vil, which is not cool. I'll just do my best to push in deer. This is gonna definitely impact how much I can do in early feudal. And the other thing that kind of went wrong here, really wrong, is one of the, I think as soon as the villagers finished with one deer, they started shooting automatically at the other deer, and that wasn't fun because the deer just ran off. So anyway, as expected, Frank opening is moving into scout build. You know, there's no barracks, right? I'm working on my barracks, or I've already built my barracks. I push it on my deer, and normally this will be the time that if there were man-at-arms, I would probably catch them. I would probably see them from Frank's kind of heading my way, but I'm going man-at-arms as well, so it's fine. Ironically, I'm not that far behind in eco because he had TC idle time, so I guess it kind of evened out a little bit. But yeah, it's never fun losing a deer, or losing a veil during a bull deer. He's built his barracks back here. I don't know why. I guess he just kind of forgot about it. Not that he's going to use it or anything. I mean, it's just kind of low elo nonsense, or mid elo nonsense. So here's the stable. Again, the stable should be at the front. I don't know why that would, because as you can see now, it's in an awkward position for scouts to kind of, if you were from the base, it can run back or run forward more easily. Now it's just kind of in a weird spot. I push him off berries. That's my priority as Franks, or sorry, as playing against Franks. Pushing him off berries delays his food count. Now he obviously builds a lot of food anyway, but he needs that food for both scouts and vils, right? So if he's gonna do that, like the more I can kind of take away free resources from him, the better. And so here I'm trying to do some stuff. I didn't get a vil kill there, but I am causing a lot of eco damage. As you can see, he's delaying farms. He's having to go to his straggler trees, which honestly, straggler trees have a lot of, there's like 400 wood equivalent of stragglers, which is a bit, and it's a nice like way to kind of balance out your eco and defend. But he's trying to wall out man-at-arms. This is the right way to wall, but like in an ideal situation, if he scouted me, which he just is scouting, I guess, you would wall like kind of this way, and then like this way, or even this way, to kind of zone out the man-at-arms as much as possible. But no, I'm so surprised I didn't see this. Actually, it's funny. But as kind of both of us are distracted here, I'm just trying to keep him off berries, and then if I can group, yeah, the spearman forward is always great, because if it comes forward and kind of zones off like scouts, then I can do a lot of eco damage. Right now here, he's counterattacking, which is probably the right move. What he should do is build an archery range, get like an archer. One archer should be fine to kind of start repelling some of this, and then go on to gold and go on from there. But as typical fashion, you see how quickly he ate through the food that he had, because he's pushed off berries again. He has a sustained vil production, even though there's idle TC time. And on top of that, again, even though I've only killed one of his vils with that man-at-arms rush, like it's just really hard when the Franks lose their berries. So, you know, counterattacking is probably the right thing to do. And at this point I'm just trying to wall up, and keep them off berries again. Like, priority's berries, right? I could have probably looped all the way around, because I know how his base works, right? He's got a pretty decent like lumber camp here. Honestly, I probably could have ran through and not taken that much TC fire. But my thinking was, well, like, this is the issue though. I started having too much gold. But my thinking was, alright, I mean, I have the initiative. I know his base. He still doesn't quite know what I'm doing, though I guess now he knows there's a range. All I need to do is kind of wall up, defend my base, prevent getting hit by from other scouts, and if I continue to keep him off berries, which is a lot of food, like, it's a lot of food, then he's forced into more farms. That delays other things, and it's just kind of a clean thing, right? Oh, that was very silly. That was a little bit of a misplay. But yeah, like, kill the mill, make him build another mill if he has to. He doesn't have food, and now he's getting food solely from farms. And yeah, I really think he should have prioritized getting an archery range up instead of going through all these farms immediately. The scouts, this thing is hard to kill right now, and it is just being a pest in this base. They have full HP. By the way, a man-at-arms, like, head-to-head, 45 HP versus scout, 54 HP. So they have those Frank scouts, right? But men-at-arms have more attack. They have 6 attack. So let's see. So neither of them have melee armor. No, he has 1. Yeah. So 5 attack would take 9 hits to kill a man-at-arms, but he's 54 HP versus 6. So it's 9 attack. So it's actually even. A man-at-arms is even. It trades evenly with a scout if they get the same number of hits in. Very interesting. I don't know if their attack speeds are different, but yeah, man-at-arms are strong. They're very strong, especially Viking ones. But yeah, I'm just being a pest. He towers his gold. This tower should be a little bit more forward. I think he could have taken that time to, like, because he doesn't. But being behind, it's not like defend. I guess he maybe wants to kind of zone off this area, but at least a little bit closer to the goal would be ideal. But here I chose to dive. I thought I could kill his villagers, but didn't really work. He built the thing on time. But again, it's just delay while I get my walls up, right? It's just to kind of, you know, the Vietnamese eco is like okay. It's not as good as the Franks would they get the free horse collar. But if I'm gonna go into archers anyway, you know, I can kind of afford to, like, just take my time and wall up and start massing the archers. The only big mistake here, which is another thing that often happens, is just the floating gold. Just, if I'm going one range, I only need 4 or 5 on gold. Really need to prioritize spending that wood into farms and then going on to gold. So that was just like a mistake. But this is really nice. I'm just being a pest in his base. I've accumulated 2 minutes of idle time from him. So even though my Dark Age was worse with, like, losing a Vil and whatnot, like, this is definitely better. So yeah, he finally clears this up, which is good. I probably should have pushed forward, to be honest. I really think that was a mistake. I should have just gone here. If I kill off his wood, that's just even more eco damage, because here it's just kind of being annoying. Now he's spending even more stuff on farms. But at this point, I'm getting close to Castle Age. My only issue is I'm floating too much wood, or gold. But so, which is why when counterattack doesn't work. I actually didn't know I had a hole here. But okay, I'm on my way up. He cannot afford to make too many more scouts because he really needs that food for knights, or skirms, depending on how he wants to play it. But here's a second stable. Predictable. No. See, just taking off berries, completely taken off. A lot. It's like 500 resources denied there, right? And I'm split up my group here a little bit because again he's nothing to defend with. So, you know, I can just deal some eco damage. I get another Vil pick here. This is really nice. Another Vil pick. So he actually got another Vil. Oh no, he got 1 Vil pick. Yeah. I think that was from around here when they were chasing, and then I lost one to the boar. But like, if you look at the timings, like, so we're kind of on par to getting to Castle Age, but I'm 3 vills ahead. Better eco upgrades. And I'm the one with the mass of archers ready to go to Castle Age, and I can range his wood lines because of how he's walled with respect to man at arms. So it's just kind of like basically doing as much eco damage as possible. Because I know he's gonna flood knights. He's gonna probably 1 TC because right, all in. There's no stone to do a second TC, so he's obviously gonna have to go knights. And the more I can just kind of mess around with his eco, the better. I'm feeling really comfortable at this point. The only fear that I have, and this is a common thing for all archers, is somehow losing all my big ball of archers, and that can happen one of two ways. You either get completely surrounded by knights, and just get hit, or you get a huge shot taken. You take a huge shot from Meng-Yang. So those are the things I have to watch out for actively. But yeah, at this point, having seen no skirms, nothing else, it's safe to assume he's gonna go knights, right? He does a good job kind of hiding his numbers. He also does a good. This is not needed. He did not need forging. He needed to prioritize scale barding. Or sorry, chain barding. Getting +2. So I was like, well, I was feeling like all in, only because this is just well, one, like to hit that timing, but then I felt like I could range his gold, I can control his gold. I also could push his TC because of how open he is, and I have a huge, massive archer. So even if he gets a bunch of knights with free bloodlines, and you know the +2, like I feel like I could do a lot of eco damage. Two ways to lose the game is to have a giant hole and then all the knights get in. I've lost many games like that, or basically not just losing momentum, right? Losing the massive archers, and so those are things to watch out for as an archer civ. So again, I've got 19 knights. It's gonna take like roughly 8 to 10 knights to clear this up. You need to like close to like a 2-to-1 ratio. I wouldn't say at +2, I guess, yeah. But yeah, he should not have gotten forging. I'm doing a ton of like, I've pushed all this eco from the front, so all these farms, those 60 food, 60 wood wasted it, floating resources, and my job is to just defend. And this is how I can lose the game. Not having a gate, and then not like queuing the archers like back here. This is at higher levels, like he would just dive right in, right? No, I think he came close. He almost got in. I think I saw, and I immediately. Oh, there's actually another hole here, so that's hilarious. Yeah, not the best game, but I'm trying to Meng-Yang his base down, so that's good. He's got to invest if he wants to keep his TC up. Like he's got to do his thing. And my thinking was like, at the end of the day, if he's towered and he's 1 TC, he's gonna push me hard to claw back into the game. And I've lost a lot of games where I go like 3 TC immediately, and then I just like lose the map control, lose the initiative, and then just get like raided to death. Even if I have initial army count, so like I didn't want that to happen. If I wanted to play it safer, I would just fall back because I felt like, and not do this Meng-Yang forward, because this is not really. I mean, this is a lot of investment, right? Even 1 Meng-Yang. If I had 2, and then I can really threaten the TC, and that'd be good. But it's just a lot. Now I am causing idle time. These villagers should be working, so I'm causing a ton of idle time. It's like an hour worth, but and also repairing TCs apparently costs a lot of wood. So this is definitely like a good play, but he at this point I think he's had enough. He can't get into my base. I'm doing everything I can, even if I lose a couple vills. I'm doing everything I can to wall in, and then I can proceed into ballistics or more TCs. Because I'm just worried that he gets his night mass, right? Ironically, I still don't know how he got all the gold. So he has 11 knights. I have 35 army. Right. Here he goes. He dives. So this is he really wants to kill the Mangonel. Great. I lose the Mangonel, but I clear up the army. This is the thing. He did wait. He was patient enough to wait for +2 armor. But he really should run off with these knights. Yeah, he shouldn't fight. He should, once he sniped the Mangonel, he should just run back with the knights and then heal them up or something with the monastery. Because those there's no way in heck he wins that fight. Like I lost what, like 5 archers for like 9 knights. It's just I don't even Thumbring in yet. And then this is one thing that was starting to worry me was like probably could have gotten the second armor here too, but the floating too much food. I mean, this is like the danger with like the 1 TC. So your economy is really wood heavy, it's really gold heavy, and you don't really need that much like on farms to if you're like pushing hard with the archer civ. But I was floating a lot of resources, wasn't really sure what's happening. But I've cost more idle TC time, and I've killed his army. I at this point I think I felt pretty assured that he didn't have a lot more knights, because if he did, he would have sent them, if that makes sense. He would have either done like a 2-pronged approach or try to get in my base with a raid, or like send everything and try to clear this up. But he didn't. He didn't clear everything up. He lost all his knights, and therefore you can assume he doesn't have really any army to defend. And I was like, well, I don't want to invest more into like Mangonels. They're really expensive. I might as well go for eco approach. So there's my second TC. And then I was like, here, let's pause. So at this point, this is the thing. I know where his golds are, except for this one. Like, sorry, this is my field of view. So I knew he had a gold here. His main gold is towered, and I've been, for the most of the game, I've been pushing him off that gold, right? And I can either like, I can even like split up my forces, have a couple of, this is I guess what I was thinking, have a couple of monks head towards this way and then just kind of deny this. But like, this is, he must have had another gold to you know, he can't market abuse that much to build knights, so he must, I just assumed he found another source of gold, and he did, and it was undefended, and then he gets wrecked right here. Oh, the game's over. But yeah, the idea was like, this archer army would range this gold, this would range this gold, he can even push into his base, he really doesn't have any armies to defend his eco. And yeah, like even 1 TC push with a little bit of eco behind it, you know, after the massive fail with the Mangonel stuff, it's pretty crazy. I mean, I think that Mangonel got decent value, even though it got cleared up, because it forced a lot of idle time, and he had to invest resources into getting his TC back. Actually, if I were him, I would have probably like not gotten the TC back up to full health. That's a lot more resources spent. But yeah, it's just another kind of good push. Like, Frank knew what to do. Want to hit the forage bushes and then just kind of play on from there. Gets a nice castle age timing. Hit with archers. So yeah, floating a lot of resources by the end. But I think the next move would be to get another TC up and then start pushing towards Imperial Age. Because at this point, you know, I should be so far ahead in eco that you know, I could fall back and just defend with a bunch of archers, and he would never be able to kind of recover.